right, y'all. So I just had a video pop up in my feed. It was Adrien Broner. The title of the video was that he apologized to Terrence Crawford, Clarissa Shields, and somebody else. Might have been Shakur, I don't know. But anyway, I did something when I looked at him in his video. I went back and I said, you know what? Listen to this. I watched, not even the whole video, just back and forth, 22 videos. 22. I just went back, just started just long enough to see if he was ever sober, because I don't remember him being sober. Every video, 22 videos, this dude is drunk in every video. You know when a drunk is drinking to the point they're about to throw up and they're like shaking and the expression on their face looks painful, and he's doing that, and I'm just like, damn. Now, this video I just watched, this is more recent. This is after the last Clarissa Shields fight that just happened. And I'm listening to him and I'm looking at him. Y'all realize that Adrien Broner's voice has changed? This man is 37 years old. Adrien has that speech like an old man. He sounds like his speech is always slurred because he's always drunk. I think that his brain has been so affected, not from boxing, just from all the alcohol he's consumed. Man, Adrien needs the kind of help that, honestly, I don't think the people around him can do it. I think as long as he's making money, he feels better about himself. He feels better about situations. But I think that it's like without people around him, he'll probably make the worst decisions. But now it's like he's making money, so he's in a position where if he's not sober and he's in front of this camera, and if people are going, that's when he's at his funniest. Nah, he's tearing himself apart. And anybody that applaud that, you guys are really some really immature, heartless people. Because the truth of the matter is, this dude is killing himself. Adrien Broner is killing himself. Y'all might not see that. I've been around enough drunks in my life. And people used to make excuses for Adrien Broner for years. Now it's people getting tired of every time, I'm a new person. You know what I'm saying? I'm a new man. No, you're still a drunk. Let's just say it like it is. The dude is always drunk. And the video ended. He interrupted himself and then started yelling something about somebody. And I beat your ass, boy. You know how you had that one drunk on the block? You had that one drunk older person that's always yelling at somebody and threatening somebody and be cursing and talking to himself, and everybody be laughing. Yo, what's up, Hot? What's going on? Who done pissed you off, man? Let them young boys know. They be joking with him, trying to get him, keep him going. That's what Adrien looks like right now. Everything about this dude, man, he looks way older than his age. His face even looks like it's like stress, aggravation, whatever. Like he's not aging well. That alcohol is screwing him up, man. If Adrien end up having blood poisoning one day, or he just end up drinking himself, his liver has to be toast. This dude is destroying himself. Now, it's his life and it's his business. But what amazes me to this very day is when the Adrien Broner supporters are always, what is it about you guys that think somebody's living their best life when they're drunk, when they're high, and when they're acting extremely ignorant? That's what comes out of your mouths, and that's what you type in. Yo, so happy for this dude. Yo, he living his best life. That's his best life? Not being sober? When you don't like to be sober and you don't want to be clean, there's things about life that you don't like, with or without the money. And if you was complaining about going through life broke because you kept spending all the money that Al Heyman kept throwing you, then they didn't want to work with you because of your lack of professionalism. Now you're making money again, and you keep saying the type of money I'm getting right now. Yeah, man. So why are you willing to screw that up? Forget the boxing. Forget the celebrity. Your life and how you take care of yourself. If not for those things, you wouldn't be doing this podcast stuff and whatever else it is that you're doing to make money. But it's difficult to work with a drunk. He talked about he gave somebody, I think he said $200,000 or something, and forgot he gave it to the person. And the person called him like, man, I got all this money. What you want me to do with it? Like, he said he forgot he gave him the money. Now, this is a guy that walked around forever complaining about money, blaming his own bad decisions on Floyd, on Leonard Ellerby, on Al Heyman. Never wanted to take accountability for himself. When people don't want to change, you saw the same thing. I swear to you, DMX had the same type of mentality. Even with his son telling him, the only way we can have a relationship, Dad, I need you sober. You're not the same person when you're high. But you got the idiots, the fanboys that will, oh man, that's still your father. Hey, listen, you could be an abusive husband or wife. You're still a husband and a wife, right? That doesn't give you the right to be abusive. And he said, I like being high. I like getting high. I don't want to stop getting high. That's not conditional love. That's not unconditional love. That's a condition. That's a condition. That's not unconditional love. Remember that? And everything that happened when DMX died, you had so many people repeating. I forget the woman name that was saying he didn't die off drugs or whatever. Like he was murdered, and they were saying all these things, and people, I know X ain't going like that. I knew something. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all just repeat what people say, and you want to believe something that sounds good to you. No matter what y'all say, y'all can do all the debating, y'all can do all the finger pointing. It's not bringing him back. It's not helping his family situation or nothing. He's gone. And the only thing that y'all could talk about is him barking on records and the stupid things he did in life and the records that he made that you like. But him as a man, as a human being, that's what people look past. He said, and that's the only difference with him and Adrien. He said, I like getting high. I don't want to stop taking doing. I like getting high. I like doing drugs. He said that. When the dumb things you do happen because you're high, you're not considering who you're hurting outside of yourself. But when something happens to you, all of a sudden, you find yourself in that position where all of the things that I could have done, think about it. DMX was making albums. To my understanding, I don't know about the very last one he made, but I know like before that, because now albums are it's not a thing. It's about singles. Before this one, the last one, put it like this, he never had an album that didn't go platinum. He had movie deals waiting for him and everything. He can't stay out of jail, and he wants to be high all the time. Now, that was him living his best life. Adrien Broner, same thing. I said this a long time ago. Did I not say, Adrien could easily have a podcast? Not something ignorant, something stupid, because if anything, that's probably what he would have done. And then you see what him and this guy Dean is doing. It's Clown City. But Dean is the one who brought him into this. A 25-year-old, someone 12 years your junior, and he brought you into this. And you still can't stay sober. You know, people do things together and they end up splitting up. If it happens, it's probably going to be, if it happens, not wishing it on him, just saying if him and Dean have a real falling out. I'm not talking about some on-camera scripted nonsense to try to get people to watch. I mean, if they really have a falling out, it more than likely will be, man, this dude is drunk all the time. He's not responsible, and he got to the point. But Dean also is a drunk. Then you hear him talking about Shakur Stevenson, and he's trying to use name, Shakur to clout chase. I can't say what a fighter will and will not do in these days and times. I mean, AJ just fought a dude that wasn't worth a damn. Fury just fought a dude that wasn't worth a damn. Usyk just fought a dude that wasn't worth a damn. So who knows that Shakur won't say, hey, look at what AJ just did. Look at what Usyk just did. Right? Look at what Fury just did. Why can't I? Right? And then maybe, who knows? Because that's all Dean is trying to do. He's trying to talk and get his name out there. He don't belong in the ring with Shakur. They're not even at the same weight class anyway, where he don't. Well, who knows? who knows? If the money's right, you might have Shakur versus Dean. But this young dude got Adrien Broner onto this show. And pretty much, I think Adrien Broner's audience is so used to him doing clown stuff that they probably wouldn't respect him acting his age, doing what grown-ups are supposed to do. You know, we're grown. We're all grown. For me to hang around somebody 12 years younger than me, you have to have that grown man maturity. Like, seriously, I can't be around somebody that I got to look across the table. Hey, yo, cool out. Hey, stop doing that shit. I can't. I just can't. The childishness, the immaturity, I can't. I can't. You know, so I raise my sons. All right? So I'm damn sure not trying to sit and hang out with some grown-ass men that I got to be arguing with or putting on their ass because they don't know how to act. And when I'm looking at this dude, I'm just like, yo, he just don't get it, man. I done been around enough drunks, and I'm telling you, they end up shriveling their livers up. They destroy their liver. They end up getting to the point where next thing you know, you get something in the news saying prayers up for Adrien Broner, this and that. You got a picture of him with oxygen on his face. You know, I'm telling you, these people don't get it. They don't get it. And some of them that sobered up, they didn't live too long because of the amount of damage they had already done to themselves. And you know what happens when you got bad kidneys and the bad liver. Now you got a weak immune system. You get sick a lot. Next thing you know, they get a cold. The cold turns to pneumonia, to the flu, to pneumonia. It's one of these things, man. People really don't value life anymore. You really can see it. And when I read these comments, and like I said, when you got people telling me, I'm so happy for this nigga, yo, he living his best life. I'm like, wow. So if I'm making money, but I'm drunk all the time, I'm in a position where I'm hurting the people that love me, or I push the people that love me away from me. Whatever his situation is, I just don't listen. Everything I'm doing is stressing people out. People are fearful for my life because of my dumb decisions, but I'm grown. I can do what I want. That's the mentality that people have. Like I said, this dude's voice has changed. You sound like one of them old ass men. You know what I'm talking about. That boy, you see my car parked over there, man, I'll kick your little young ass. That's how you sound. Yelling at somebody, threatening somebody, wherever they were. And he's standing there shirtless. Every time you see him, he got his shirt off with that pot belly and that peasy ass chest. And he's just always scratching himself, always rubbing himself. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this already. I've seen this 1,000 times. And I'm like, yeah, people not going to be satisfied until he's gone. And you know the things that I've been saying throughout the years? This is when people going to start saying, yo, he should have had somebody around him to do this and do that. Yeah, he's obviously not the kind of person that listens, but it's about accountability. This is a grown-ass man. And it's like his bad decisions is like he's surrounded. Nothing is in his rear view, right? That's not in front of him or next to him. It's like he just can't escape himself. And I'm telling you, man, this dude has destroyed himself, man. Adrien is lucky if he lived to be 40 years old. I'm telling you, he's lucky if he lived to be 40. He's 37 now. He's lucky. If he doesn't want to get clean and he continues to drink, and he ends up doing so much damage to his liver and his kidneys that he ends up like depressed, losing enthusiasm, not feeling like he has a reason to want to live. He might be one of those people get clean just to end up going right back to it. I knew a guy, I knew so many people. Well, I know this one guy particularly. He's much older than I am. And I told him one day, because he had a situation that happened with him and his woman. So he's a pastor and all that. He wound up going to the bar. He got pissy drunk, was on his knees hollering and carrying on and acting a fool. And he used to tell me how the Lord delivered him from alcohol, this and that. And I remember I told him, I said, man, you know, y'all always say the Lord delivered y'all from something. The Lord did this for you. The Lord took you away from that. I said, do you realize there's people who haven't had half of the success that you've had or the love that you've gotten in life, and they never started bad habits because they just knew better, they chose better, or they had bad habits but they got clean because they understood what they had to, that this was not helping them. And not only that, they didn't do it through rehab. Just cold turkey on their own. Stop. Done. No more. You have to think that a higher power delivered you from drinking, which means you can go back to it. And this is exactly why that's what he did, because he's had a falling out with his wife at the time, and he wind up going through all of this. Why me? Why am I going through this? Lord, what am I doing wrong? And this was a guy who always talking about the Lord and the Lord blessing this, and the Lord is smiling upon us on this day. The Lord this to that, and be merciful, and all this shit. The Lord is merciful on us, and always singing, and then as soon as something goes wrong, all of a sudden you forget those things. People like that are trying to convince themselves. The only thing Adrien Broner didn't do yet, and this is what a lot of people do. All of a sudden, I gave my life to the Lord. The things I used to do, I don't do anymore. And I realize now that I wasted so much time, but I'm blessed. It's better late than never. The Lord is good. God is good. And then everybody will go to the comment sections and start saying, I'm so happy for this guy. Yo, amen on that, brother. God is really with you. God is going to do great things for you, blah, blah, blah. About 2-3 months go by, he's back in front of a camera. Man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Nah, nigga. Yo, that nigga's a hater. And I thought you was Mr. Righteous now. Every time people go through things in their life, you see so many of them, all of a sudden they're religious now. And as soon as they get past that hump, they go right back to who they are and what they are. We've seen it with so many people. And I don't mean just damn celebrities. I'm talking about people you know personally. You might be one of them. And when they do that, they end up doing even worse. Because now you're doing all this praying and believing, and you really thought some higher power stopped you from doing certain things. I always look at people and I say this, man. Believe in yourself. Level up. If your so-called God won't stop slavery, rape, child abduction, human trafficking, racism, murder, why would he help you get a fucking job? Or stop drinking? You really think that's how it works? Something so special about you, he's going to help you, but not a whole nation of people? A whole country of people? Therefore, if you don't have troubleshooting skills, if you don't know how to solve problems, if you don't know how to dig down and come up with solutions, you're impulsive to a solution, you just can't find nothing to get through the hurdles in front of you. Everything that you're going through impedes your ability to think with critical thinking skills and logic and reasoning, then you are screwed. And this is why your ashes is in church every weekend, putting money in an offering plate. Go home broke. Pray to God to replace the money that you gave to the church. Then you say, this is the Lord's money. I gave my money to God. No, you gave it to the bank. But at the end of the day, that's what y'all do. And after all that praying, you end up right back in church the weekend broke again. And this continues and continues. And then you start having problems within your relationship. And then all of a sudden, I need more money. You need to figure something out. And before you know it, whatever may happen in your life to where something good happens, you think that this is the beginning of a new thing. Nope, it just happened at one time, or maybe sporadically here and there, but it's nothing consistent. And your life is, now I'm in a bad relationship. I know y'all said, for better or worse, to death do us part, but people are full of shit. And after all of that, you find yourself going back to what you used to do. Because why? When I was drunk or when I was high, I wasn't thinking about none of this stuff. The problems don't go away. Your mind just isn't on it. And at that point, when you hit rock bottom, you start just losing enthusiasm for life. And before you know it, you get that call or you get that news clip saying that that person passed away. They overdosed or this, they drank too much. They had that one last drink and it was too much for them. This dude is in bad shape, badly, man. He's in terrible shape. I mean, like physically, mentally, emotionally. The guy standing there talking, like even when he's being asked questions, his response is very slow. Like almost every question, his response, he got to like stop and think about. My dad does that in his old age. This man is 37. It can be old for boxing depending on how long you've been boxing and the type of abuse you took. But in life, 37's young. This dude will be lucky if he see 40, like I said. Ask the man a simple question. What do you think about such and such fight last week? He did his beautiful thing. And then you got the interviewer trying to fill in the blanks for him. And have him piggyback off of just sorts of conversation. Everything he's like stuck in thought. Man, that's what I'm trying to say. He always been a good fighter. Eyes keep, like he's just, and I'm just looking at him like, wow. But again, you got idiots in the comment section saying that I'm so happy for this nigga. He living his best life. But hey, man, it's deeper than the Adrien Broner thing. This is something that's serious, man. And people are not saying you need to get help. Hey, you need to stop drinking, man. People, the next time somebody off. No, it's not about somebody offering him anything. It's about a grown-ass man taking accountability for his own actions and saying, no, I need to put this fucking monkey oil down and leave this shit alone. But until he feels that, hey, and it's his life, right? But I know how people are. Everybody quick to prayers up, prayers up, prayers up, prayers up. Prayers up, prayers up. Yo, rest in power, King, once they gone. I just look at it like, yeah, okay. It's just sad to see, man, somebody destroy themselves like that. No amount of money is going to make you smarter. It's obvious. It's obvious, but it is what it is. That's all I got for you guys. Catch you on the next video.